What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be playing some daily challenges, so let's go ahead and get started with today's Wordle. Click play, add to our 2-day streak. So let's begin with chart, our go-to word. Great. Okay, we only have the A. Fantastic. So, what shall we go for next then? I'm thinking, what about pause? You know what, we're going to go a little bit different, I think. Usually we go for another word, but I think pause is a pretty good second word. Hear me out, guys. We check for the A and see if it's in the second column. We check for 2 more vowels, the U and the E, and then 2 very common consonants, P and S. So let's go ahead and send pause. That is kind of rough, I can't lie. That's actually really rough, oh my god. So, the A could be here, the A could be here, or it could be here. Now, I'm thinking it's probably something like this. Usually it is something like this. The issue is, what would that word be? Vegan? That could be a shout. The issue with vegan is that V and G are pretty uncommon consonants. I mean, it's not a bad shout. Let's go for vegan. I would say that that's an okay... Whoa, we got pretty lucky. The G, I did not expect that to be in the word for today, but yeah, okay, wow. Our third word is pretty good. Now this leaves us with something, e.g. a something. Legal could be a shout. The issue is it, only checks for the L, and if it's not legal, we haven't made much progress. But I think that's not a terrible shout, The only other option is nothing else. Let's go with legal for now. I think it's worth a shout to go for legal. And if it's not legal, then I guess we're in a bit of trouble. Otherwise, boom, we've got the word. So let's go for that. Yeah, okay, legal. Alright, not bad. I would say today's what, legal, look, legal, I imagine, would be a pretty difficult word for a lot of people to get because of the double L as well as the G. I mean, sure, there's the E and A, which are pretty common vowels, but L, G, and L again as 3 consonants in the word. I think that's a pretty difficult word to get if you're not playing your cards right. I think we played pretty well today, I can't lie. So yeah, let's see our results again. It's looking okay. We're still missing like a 2-guess Wordle, which is a little bit unfortunate. I have gone 2-guess Wordles before, but it hasn't happened just yet. And well, obviously 4 guesses is leading the way with 12, and then 7 for 3, 6 for 5, and 5 Wordles for 6 guesses, which is okay. And 97% win rate. On our streak of 3 at the moment, we're catching back up to our max streak of 8. Gonna reach there hopefully pretty soon. But yeah, today's Wordle, it was pretty good, I would say. Alright, and we're gonna jump straight into today's Geo Hunter daily challenge. We have some pretty interesting categories here. So we have Press Freedom Index High making its appearance again. I'm pretty sure this is like the freedom scale for news reporting or journalism, something along the lines of that. Longest serving head of state, not great at that category, I can't lie. Baldwin percentages are new, and then Lebanese diaspora, don't know what that means. Let's take a look here. Most migrants from Lebanon. Gotcha. Okay, so for Kenya, I'm thinking cattle is not a bad shout. Yeah, I think we should go with cattle, otherwise it could be Press Freedom Index High, I suppose. Let's just go with cattle. It was number 15, that's pretty good. Denmark. Okay, Denmark. For some reason it's drawing me to longest serving head of state. I don't know why. I think Denmark, they have a king and queen there, I think. And it's probably the best out of the rest. Oh, road quality, I assume, isn't bad for Denmark as well. Let's go for longest serving head of state. I just want to get that category out of the way, I can't lie. It was number 76, so it probably wasn't that. It was probably road quality. Okay, then we get Uruguay. Uruguay, we shall go... It's probably not road quality. Whoa, okay, this is not great. Actually, for Denmark, it probably would have been renewable electricity. I kind of skipped that category. I kind of discarded that. Bit of a blunder. Hang on. Uruguay, we shall go... It's probably not Lebanese diaspora. I think that's how you pronounce it. Boldman percentage, I don't think so. Road quality in there. Press freedom index high. Could be. Desert area, no. Renewable electricity, no. We could skip Uruguay. I'm thinking a press freedom index high. I want to get that category out of the way. There's, yeah, my knowledge for press freedom index high countries is pretty limited. So let's go with that. It was 57. That's all right. I think we went over the target, which United States desert area I think is kind of up there, but I think there's better countries for that. You know, you got Algeria for the Sahara Desert. You got China with the Gobi Desert. Actually, probably not China. You also have Chile, Bolivia, Peru for, I don't know what desert that's called, but it's a desert that's kind of in between all three countries. I just don't think desert area is the best shout for United States. Renewable electricity could be up there. Road quality, I imagine, should be up there. Boldman percentage, I don't think so. What should we go for? I don't think we're using our skip for this, for the US. Let's go with road quality might be a hit or miss, because the roads in the US, some of them are quite rural, so the quality of those roads are probably not as great as other roads. Renewable electricity, I imagine it's got to be up there, but I don't think it's the number, like an exceptional country for that category. Although it probably is still a good pick for... the US is probably still a good pick for renewable electricity, so maybe we go for that. Not too sure. It's out of these three categories, I would say. Let's just go for it and see what it is. It was number 2. Oh, okay. Do you know what? That's pretty good. Oman. Oh, desert area. Desert area for Oman. Is this sort of like, is it percentage or no? It's just total area. Okay. For Oman, it's not a bad shout. It's not road quality. It's not Boldman. It's probably not Lebanese diaspora. Let's go for desert area. It's 29. I guess it probably was a better country. Angola's not one of them. We shall go for... Should we use our skip for Angola? Should we use... I don't think it's Boldman percentage. I don't think it's that. I think we should use our skip. It's definitely not road quality, and it's probably not Lebanese diaspora. Boldman percentage is a hit or miss. Let's use our skip for Angola, I would say. What do we get next? We get Nicaragua. Ugh, that's not great as well. It's definitely not Lebanese diaspora, and it's probably not road quality for Nicaragua. Let's go with Boldman percentage. It was not Boldman's percentage. Don't know what it would have been for that. South Sudan. Lebanese diaspora, the road quality I imagine there's not great. It's not even applicable. That's fantastic. Norway for road quality, I think that's a pretty good pick. Number 41 only. Oh, okay, apparently it wasn't. Today we did not do great. The target was 123. We went 247 over that, which is not fantastic. And that lands us with a final score of 370. Pretty poor, I can't lie. Today we, didn't do great. But in my defense, I think the categories were a bit obscure for me. So, yeah. 25% accuracy. Yeah, that's not fantastic. Alright, so let's take a look at the perfect solution here. So for Kenya, it was cattle. We nailed that. For Denmark, it was press freedom index high. Do you know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. For Uruguay, it's Lebanese diaspora. Ooh, I did not know that. Number 17. Okay. Okay. For the US, it was renewable electricity. We nailed that. For Oman, it was road quality. Whoa, that's interesting. Really? For Angola, it was desert area. Oh, actually, yeah, that does kind of make sense, I reckon. Okay. For South Sudan, it was longest serving head of state, which was 26, apparently. Yeah, we picked Lebanese diaspora, which apparently was 50th, which is not great. And then Norway for bold men. Okay, that makes sense. And that is the perfect solution. Pretty tricky, if you ask me. I would say that that is a pretty tricky daily Geo Hunter challenge. Okay, and we're gonna jump straight into today's global. So let's go ahead and hit play. I'm gonna go for Italy, our go-to starting country for global. So let's go with that. Whoa, it's a 17,000 kilometers away from the closest border. Now, this actually is a pretty good thing because the circumference of the Earth, I think, is roughly this figure. Could be wrong, but oh sorry, half the circumference. Half the circumference of the Earth is roughly this figure, and so the opposite side to Italy is roughly New Zealand, I would say. So that is probably a good shout for a second guess. Otherwise, it's one of the Pacific Island countries, and in that case, it might be a bit difficult. Let's slam New Zealand through, though, if I can spell it. New Zealand. I guess we should have a look and see. Is Italy exactly opposite, so the opposite side of the world to New Zealand? Probably not. I know Australia, if it were to be flipped the other way from where it actually is on Earth, is around where the Atlantic Ocean is. So then New Zealand would be kind of where Iceland and Ireland are, I imagine. But I still think New Zealand's a pretty good shout for a second guess. So let's go with New Zealand. It's okay. New Zealand is much closer, 1,800 kilometers away. It wasn't the mystery country, which is a bit of a shame, but it's alright. So, it's got to be one of these countries, and it's probably not Australia. This is, I would say, maybe just slightly over this distance away, so I want to go with one of these countries in the Pacific. It's a bit of a roulette here, so let's go with Tonga. I think Tonga, I'm just having a guess, I can't lie. Don't know if that's well, change it to miles by accident. I don't know if that's around 2,000 kilometers away from New Zealand. It's probably a bit further away, actually. Is it really Australia? I don't think it's Australia. Australia's, like, from this perspective, that's probably less than 17,000 kilometers away from Italy. So it's, yeah, it's one of these countries. Let's go with Tonga. That was a complete fluke, by the way. I had no clue that that was going to be Tonga. I'll take it. I will absolutely take that. Wait, no way. Was it actually Tonga? Hang on. It was actually Tonga. So Tonga's here, and that's roughly 1,800 kilometers away from New Zealand. Okay. We will absolutely take that. I have no clue that it was going to be Tonga. I thought I'd be spending, like, several guesses on guessing random Pacific Island countries. But it turns out we only needed one guess to guess Tonga from New Zealand, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness. Guys, global, it's just my cup of tea. What can I say? But yeah, so that was crazy. Starting from Italy, going all the way to New Zealand, wasn't the country, but then just going straight to Tonga. I'll absolutely take that. I will 100% take that. Alrighty, we're going to play a new daily puzzle game, and this is Contexto. I've seen this been played before, but I actually haven't played it myself, so this is actually going to be my first time playing it. Let's hit play, of course, and see a bit of what this is about. So, well, it's taking a bit of time to load. So, how to play. Find the secret word. You have unlimited guesses. Nice. The words were sorted by an AI algorithm according to how similar they were to the secret word. Okay, after submitting a word, you will see its position. The secret word is number 1. The algorithm analyzed thousands of texts It uses the context in which words are used to calculate the similarity between them. Okay, alright, so let's type a word. What word should we go for? Let's go with... I'm trying to look around my desk and see if there's any words we can go for. I have a bit of sticky tape right here. Let's go with tape and see how similar it is to the mystery word. 3,203rd. So I think this is the progress bar. It's pretty far away from the mystery word. In that case, what shall we go for? Let's go with football, because the World Cup is... oh, it's about to end. But, as of recording right now, I'm pretty sure England and France are going together for 3rd place. Yeah, they're going against each other for 3rd place on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. So let's go with football and see how close that lands us from the word. Okay, it's closer than tape. That is interesting. So now I'm thinking it's probably not related to sports. Otherwise, football would be much closer to the upper end here. And it's better than tape. So I'm gonna guess that maybe something like something related to exercise. What I think that might be a good path to take. Although tape is tape and football, they're pretty poor words. I can't like that. They don't really give me much information. So let's think. What's a good 3rd word to guess just based off these 2 words? Football is better than tape. Okay, you know what? I was looking around my desk. I have my water bottle right here, and well, you need water when you're playing football because of hydration, right? You want to stay hydrated when you're playing sports. That's water. Actually, yeah, we'll go for water. Water is more closely related to football than it is to tape. So we're going to go with water. I think that's a pretty good 3rd word to guess. Let's go with that. Fantastic. Football is closer than water, than, wow, okay, football as the first word. Really? Really? I'm not entirely sure where to go from here. Maybe it's probably not in the scope of sports. What if we try something related to technology? Because I'm recording with monitors right here, so we shall go with something a bit more tech aligned. Let's go with screen. You know what? Screen might not be bad because, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. In the football matches, there are screens up in, I guess, the stands for people to look at to see statistics of the matches for football. So I think screen is a pretty good word to guess, so that, you know, if screen is further up the I guess progress bar, then we know it's something more tech oriented. So let's go with screen. Okay, screen is pretty good. So what do we go for here then? Do we stick with something that is more tech oriented? I think we should. How about monitor? I want to get a sense of if it is exactly tech oriented, because screen could mean, I guess, a screen door or something like that. So let's go with monitor as our next guess. It's a lot further away than screen. So screen was number 6. Okay, now I'm really confused. What else does screen link to? The only other thing I can think of is screen doors. Screen, like a TV, but then monitor would be much higher up. Monitor should be a lot higher up. Screen, I mean, should we go for door? I don't know how this works, but I think door, let's go with door, because that's the only other thing screen relates to. Unless we're trying to think of things that are like substitutions for screen, which in that case, maybe a window. Let's go with door. I just want to get a sense of, like, if it's closer or further. It's way further. Oh, I'm kind of choking right now. Okay. That's not great. So it's probably not window then, because otherwise door... Oh, I just, zoomed in a little bit. Otherwise, door would be further up, which would, you know, therefore drag us to window. So screen! Screen! I'm so confused. What would screen link to? What would screen link to? How about electricity? Electricity as a next guess, because screen requires electricity to be able to show something. I know it probably means monitor should be a bit higher up, but let's go with electricity. I think I need more clues right now. I'm a bit lost as to what exactly the word is linked to. So let's go with electricity. What the heck? Okay, that makes things more bizarre. Electricity is like 8,000th now. Why is screen 6? This is now really confusing me. Screen is 6. What else is screen related to? Really? What else is screen related to? I'm looking at my monitors right now and seeing if I can find anything. Not that I can see. You know what? The game is called Contexto, so this means that we should have more context right now with screen. We don't have much context about what it actually is referring to. So let's go with computer, because then this verifies to us that it's relating to things that are like computer oriented. That right now my screen is connected to my PC, right? So I think a computer is a pretty good word to go for, just to check if it's within the domain of computers and technology, I guess. So, well, I guess for technology, not so much, because monitors, you know, down there. But we're gonna go for computer. It's 173rd, so it is related to the scope of computers. Okay. 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 I don't think it's something like glass, because, well, it's not a glass screen. It's not OLED or, like, anything like that, I'm pretty sure. Screen is still number 6, that's what's bizarre to me. So maybe screen, what if we do go for TV? You know, like, TV is really loosely connected to computers in that it's like a technology product. I just think like monitor would be higher for if the word were to be TV. Let's just go with TV, I would say. Yeah, TV's a lot lower. We're on to 9 guesses. I don't know if that's good or bad. What else? Let's think. Keyboard. You know, keyboard might be a good shout because it's used to use a computer, and it's like items or like features of a laptop, right? So let's go with keyboard. It's 99. Okay, it's definitely it's related to computers. I'm just not exactly sure. What else? Like, why is screen so like up there? What's so special about a screen? That's what's confusing me right now. Let's see if laptop is any better. Laptop is even further down. Okay, so I think we have a pattern here, guys. It's not TV, it's not laptop, and it's not monitor, or like they're like in the orange, because they are types of technology products. But for screen, keyboard, and I guess computers are an outlier. Screen and keyboard, they are types of technology, like individual products, or like what's the word called? Like appliances, technology appliances. So what about mouse? I just want to see if mouse is any high. Nah, I think that's a waste of a guess. Alright, you know what? We're going for mouse. I think we're going to go for mouse. I just want to see if this helps me at all for anything. Mouse is higher than a keyboard. Man, I'm so confused right now. I'm actually really confused. We're not giving up on this, by the way. We are getting that word. We are absolutely getting that word. I guess vision, maybe? No, it can't be vision. It must be some sort of technology like small product, right? Tablet? No, that's a type of technology appliance, I would say. Like an actual product, and not something that you would use as an accessory. So this kind of sucks, I can't lie. Really has me thinking right now. It's what else? Why is screen so high up there? Like, I'm really like confused right now. I'm so confused. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm trying to look around and see what else relates to screen, but I just can't see anything right now. Look at my monitors. That probably doesn't really help. Cables? That might be a good shout, because there's probably like cables within monitors, right? You need cables to connect things. Let's go with cable. Cable was so far down there. Man. What the heck's the word screen? Okay, display is 14th, so maybe it's words that... No, like, I was gonna say it's words that are synonyms for a screen and a display, but then why is monitor so far down there? That's what's confusing me right now. Screen, display, mouse, keyboard. Wait, what the hell? What's this bloody word? Guys, I've guessed so many words already. 21 guesses. I did have a click at the 3 dots here and see that there was a hint. I think we gotta go for a hint. I can't lie. I don't want to give up, but I think I need a hint to get us closer to what the word is. So let's go with a hint. Toolbar. So it's something relating to Windows No, not Windows apps. Like. Is that related to computers? What's on my toolbar that can help? Toolbar. Screen, display. What are they all elements of? They're all elements of computers. Like, what else is there? Okay, toolbar. Toolbar. I guess we just gotta type in random, like applications, I guess. That might be it's kind of up there. Toolbar. I was gonna say status, but then status doesn't really work. Toolbar. What's on the toolbar that helps with that is similar to a screen and a display? I'm trying to look at my current toolbar right now. You know, is status any closer? Status is 186. That doesn't really help. What about desktop? Because I was thinking, oh, you can pin shortcuts to the toolbar, right? But you could also add a shortcut onto your desktop, so let's go with that. Is it number 2? Wait, shortcut? Is that the word? No! Desktop is number 2! Desktop is number 2! What's the word? What's the word? We're so close. Desktop is number 2. Desktop is number 2. Desktop, toolbar, screen. Huh? What is it? Wait, I'm actually like losing my mind. Shortcut, desktop, toolbar. What is it? Mate, what's the word? My headphones are falling off, oh my gosh. What about background? There's no words background. I don't think it's background. Background's further down. Background is further down. Okay, what about menu? Menu was number 9. It's further down. Oh, what? What is the word? Man, I'm actually like crashing out right now. I'm actually crashing out. Desktop, toolbar, screen, menu. Surely, what? There's no way it's actually Windows. There's no way. No, okay. Window was up there though. Oh my gosh, it was 55. I would have confused that with the actual physical window rather than Windows. The thing is, I think if we use another hint, it just gives us the word. So I don't think we should do that. I mean, we could do it, just to see what happens. I don't want to give up on this. I want to get the word. Should we use another hint and see if it... No, it's not going to help us. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us at all. We can do this without the hint. Maybe we can't, actually, but we can. Oh my god, we just got it. Oh my days, that was a headache. How is icon the word? That's... Oh my goodness. I only thought of icon just because of what features are on a desktop. Like, I was thinking of the classic, the Windows, your home page when you first type your password and log into your computer. I was thinking of that page with the Windows background and then your shortcuts in front of you. I was thinking what could possibly be there to help to be the mystery word. And then I thought of icon. I didn't think that was going to be the word, but apparently it was the word. So, well, okay, we finally got it. We did have to use a hint, which, I think it was toolbar. That was a hint. That did help a lot, I can't lie. Okay, so how does this work? Closest words. Icon, desktop, toolbar, image, button. I was actually going to go for button at one point. I didn't think it was going to be the word. Screen, symbol, logo, menu. What? Okay, that's, wow, and it keeps, whoa, it goes all the way down to 500. That's crazy. Okay, well, this was a bit of a headache, I can't lie, I'm glad it's over. But, we got it in 38 guesses and with one hint. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it was alright. But, yeah, there you go. That's the first Contexto daily challenge that we've played. So, how was it? It was a bit of a headache, I can't lie. Okay, we're not finished yet. We have one more daily puzzle to go, and this is GeoGrid. So let me walk you through a bit of what this is about. Introducing GeoZ, a new place each country where scores best place and wisely. We're not going to worry about that. Maybe we could check it out another time. But this is GeoGrid. So, okay, we have two options. We can go for the US version. That gives us, I'm pretty sure you match states and, okay, let me explain how this works. So on the world game mode right here, we have the board here. I don't know what the 832 actually means, but we have these 6 categories. So this right here, part of the Roman Empire, more than 200 Olympic medals is a monarchy. These are our columns, and then these ones are our rows. We need to start, or like, type a country, input a country that matches the 2 criterias that it corresponds to for the column and the row. So for this uppermost top left column, spot, we need to match a country which has an area less than 1 million square kilometers, but was at least part of the Roman Empire. And you can even click the categories to see what exactly it's asking for. So part of the Roman Empire, part or all of territory was once a part of the Roman Empire. Okay, so let's start here. This I'm not exactly sure what board like 832 means, but we also have categories or rarities in countries. So The rarer the country, the better, because we want to type in or input countries which are uncommonly chosen for that specific slot. So, part of the Roman Empire and an area less than 1 million square kilometers. So the obvious options are the Vatican, San Marino, Italy, and, you know, those sort of surrounding countries. I want to go with something such as... how about Bosnia? Bosnia is not that well-known of a country. I'm pretty sure it's part of the Roman Empire. I'm going to look silly if it wasn't. Let's go with Bosnia. It was 1.1%, so it was a legendary country. I'll take that. I'll absolutely take that. Okay. The other thing is you can't reuse a country for the remaining slots. So Bosnia is out. I'm pretty sure at least. Okay, what do we do if we press that? Okay, we see the country shape. Anyway, more than 200 Olympic medals and an area less than 1 million square kilometers. The other thing is, if you guess a country and it's wrong, that's one of your guesses gone, just out the window. So we need to also be very careful for our guesses. We only get 10 of them. We have 9 left, which is pretty good. More than 200 Olympic medals and an area less than 1 million square kilometers. South Korea might not be a bad option. There's probably a better country than that, so let's quickly have a think. Ooh, you know what? What about Serbia? I think that's a pretty uncommon country that people would guess. I'm pretty sure it's less than 1 million square kilometers. Hopefully they have more than 200 Olympic medals, otherwise I'm going to look stupid. Bit of a gamble, let's go with Serbia. It was not more than 200 Olympic medals, so that's not great. Okay, that's not great. I thought it would have more than 200 Olympic medals, but apparently it doesn't. So we're now on the edge now. We only have 8 guesses left and 8 slots remaining, so it's not great. Okay, I guess another good option would probably be Belgium, or maybe the Netherlands is probably a better pick. Caribbean Netherlands, yeah, there's also the Caribbean Netherlands. Mainland Netherlands or Belgium? I think Belgium is probably a better shout, just because I'm 99% sure they have more than 200 Olympic medals. I don't know if the Netherlands do. I'm pretty sure they do, but let's just go with Belgium. It did not have more than 200 Olympic medals? Are we serious? So we're going to miss a slot now, which... More than 200 Olympic medals. Really? Okay, well, Belgium is not one of them. I need to think more broad now then. Okay, France and Spain would both work. Should we just go for them? Let's go for France. It's going to be an uncommon, like a pretty common country rather, so let's go with that. Apparently it's a rare country. Okay. It's a monarchy and has an area less than 1 million square kilometers. So a monarchy is a country governed by... a country that is... Wait, the country is governed by a monarchy where the head of state is a king, queen, or emperor, either ruling with full or limited constitutional powers. How about Denmark? I think Denmark might be a good shout. Let's go with Denmark. Oh, if I can spell it. Whoa, that's bad spelling. Denmark, let's go with that. It was okay, yeah. 7.1%, that's pretty good. Observes daylight savings time and part of the Roman Empire. That's an interesting combination. Observes daylight savings time and was a part of the Roman Empire. Turkey? That might work. I think Turkey might... Oh, you have to type in, like, the actual... Okay, I'm pretty sure if we do key... Is Turkey cooked because you can't really... okay, never mind. We were just spelling it wrong. I was spelling it like Turkey, not like Turkey. Turkey might work. Turkey might work. I'm pretty sure. Although, I think it might be a bit too southerly for it to experience daylight savings time. Let's go with... Okay, how about we go with a different category and leave this one to a bit later if we get stuck. Because we only have 5 guesses left, so we want to use them on countries which we would have good knowledge of. So, observes daylight savings time and is a monarchy. I'm going to go with Australia because, well, we are a monarchy and we definitely observe daylight savings time. So let's go with that. 3.7%? How do people not know about that? That's crazy. Okay, more than 200 Olympic medals and observes daylight savings time. It's got to be the USA. Come on. That's going to be a very common country, but I guess we could go for Canada as well. Canada might not be a bad pick. It's probably more uncommon than the US. Let's go for Canada. It was 6.8%. That's pretty good. Is a monarchy and has a GDP per capita under 80k. Wow, this category is going to be pretty difficult. Measures economic output per person. Is a monarchy and has a GDP per capita less than 80k. That is difficult. That is very difficult. That restricts us to very few number of countries, I would say. Actually, you know what? I think this category is probably easier. GDP per capita under 80k, and then part of the Roman Empire. That's probably an easier country to find. It's easier to find a country for that. So, let us go with... Tunisia? That's probably not a bad shout, right? Tunisia, or it could be something like Libya. Libya surely was part of the Roman Empire at one point. Let's go with Libya. Yeah, it was a pretty good country to pick. 4.4%. That's okay. So now, more than 200 Olympic medals, GDP per capita under 800k. Now this is pretty difficult, I would say. How about Argentina? Is the GDP per capita under 80k in Argentina? I think it might be. And then more than 200 Olympic medals, that's either a hit or miss, I think. Yeah, 200 Olympic medals is quite a few. Okay, we didn't input that, that's good. Should we guess Argentina for this? It's a bit of a gamble. Even with this category, I'm not even certain with. GDP per capita under 80k. And is a monarchy. Let's bite the bullet and go with Argentina for this one. GDP per capita and more than 200 Olympic medals. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. It did not have more than 200 Olympic medals. You only have one guess left, and make sure to turn on infinite mode if you want to continue playing. It's fine. We're going to take it. We will take our 6 countries and possibly a 7th correct country guess. We will take it and see, what a perfect solution would have been. What's the easiest? These categories have me stumped. I will tell you that. Part of the Roman Empire and observes daylight savings time. Maybe this is the easiest out of the other 2. What about Czechia? Czechia might be a shout, right? Or it could be Germany, actually. Germany might be a shout. Germany was part of the Roman Empire before, yeah. Let's go with Germany. Okay, it was alright. We got a score of 233.8. Which apparently isn't great, because we are ranked 3,775th out of 4,416, which is... not great, not fantastic. View board insights. Well, okay, better is towards the left, worse is towards the right. We are sitting here, which is pretty poor. We are the 14.5th percentile, which is not great. Missed squares, we had 2 missed squares. Yeah, could have been much better. Let's go to answer details. So, most popular was the Vatican, as we did call out. The UK was very popular for more than 200 Olympic medals and area less than 1 million square kilometers. Okay. Is a monarchy and area less than 1 million square kilometers. Monaco was the most common pick. That makes sense. I can see that. Observes daylight savings time and is part of the Roman Empire. Well, Italy was apparently number 1. Most popular. Okay. US for... Yeah, that's what we called out for this exact slot. The US. But we went for Canada instead. which was a bit of a cook. The UK was apparently the most common for observing daylight savings time and is a monarchy. I can see that. GDP per capita under 80k and part of the Roman Empire. The most common was Albania. Interesting. And then we had China and Thailand for these two slots, which I actually did think of Thailand. I'm going to be completely honest. I did think of Thailand. I just wasn't sure if their GDP per capita was under 80k though, so I didn't go for Thailand. China makes sense for this. GDP per capita under 80k plus more than 200 Olympic medals. Look at the least popular countries then. Ooh, Germany. Area less than 1 million square kilometers. That would have made sense. Norfolk Island for is a monarchy and area less than 1 million square kilometers. That absolutely makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Whoa, that's a bit of a cook. Then we have Netherlands for this, which... Oh, I can say that. More than 200 Olympic medals. Cuba experiences daylight savings time. I did not know that. Is a monarchy, observes daylight savings time. Turks and Caicos Islands. Okay. Netherlands again. So 3 Netherlands appearing there. And then Tokelau. I don't know what region that is. For GDP per capita under 80k and is a monarchy. Yeah. We were not getting these 3 countries in this column. We were absolutely not getting. Wow, okay. Whoa, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough, I can't lie. And looking at the All Answers tab, well, there were quite a few answers for the ones that we missed, which were, well, we got this one. In the end, we got this one. But we missed these 2 categories down here. So let's take a look at this. Australia, Austria, Bulgaria, those countries for more than 200 Olympic medals and a GDP per capita under 80k. Really? These all have a GDP per capita under 80k. Huh. Okay. And then is a monarchy and a GDP per capita under 80k. There were quite a few. So it seems like I need to really learn my countries which are a monarchy. Seems like I really need to learn that. And we had 2 wrong guesses for, well, this and 1 wrong guess for that, which is not ideal. Actually, so Argentina only has 80 Olympic medals, and then Serbia only has 29. Belgium only has 175, so it's so close, but not there. Wow. Okay, do we get any achievements? I don't think so. It's down here. My best square beats 66% of GeoGrid players. That's pretty good. Elite among mortals, ordinary among GeoGrid game savants. What does savants mean? Extraordinary among mere mortals. Pretty cool. Alright, we'll take those 2 achievements and walk away satisfied, I guess. Well, no, I'm not really that happy with this. Could have gone probably up to here. I can't lie. Anyways, the recording is over an hour long, so that's where we're gonna leave it for today. I can't even speak anymore. The links to Wordle, Geo Hunter, Globle, plus Contexto and GeoGrid will be down in the description, so go ahead and check it out and have a play. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's an absolute blast. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it, and I will see you guys in the next one.